We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
Amen. Remember, you can't reach what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. So important. So very important. I think Loring actually had sent this over. Reality shift. That's what that was all about. The way we look at our life, the way we think about how it's going to affect us, the way we decide how we're going to live our life from this day forward. Are we going to resist the change? Are we going to fight it? Or are we going to embrace it? Understanding what's happening is really what we need. To understand that everything is coming up in front of us that we need to address, that we need to look at, that we need to heal inside us. Nobody's out there trying to hurt you. They're just doing their part in the contract that you have with them. It's how you react to the events that makes the difference. Do you panic? Do you let yourself get out of control with anger? That's fear. Get rid of the fear. There's nothing to fear out there. The people around you, they all have a part to play. Some of them to be kind and reassuring. Others to be agitators, to get you going, to push your buttons, to show you what work you still have to do inside. The reality shift is understanding this and then doing something about it. The blame game is over. You came in with what you have, and those in your life have shown you through their antics, interaction with you, how they treat you, what they say. Your experiences play out according to the laws that you wrote, according to the fear or the healed mind and heart. It plays out in front of you. So in a state of gratitude, we close our eyes at night, and when we wake up in a state of gratitude for what's to be, we just accept our life as it plays out. You can't worry about it. It's not going to change anything. It just makes it uncomfortable for you. Look at it as a great adventure. That's what life is. Who knows who you'll meet? Who knows what someone will say? It just happens. It happens because it's written that way. And everybody is playing their part one way or another. Some days are less comfortable than others. Yes, it's true. But it's your attitude that will make a difference. Be grateful for what happens. Ask inside, what was that all about? What did I just witness in me? How do I deal with this? What do I do? Ask inside you, and you'll know, because you're everywhere. You're everywhere in your life. And if you don't love what you see, start loving it. Everything happens in a different way for people. I know how it happens for me. And then sometimes it actually starts to make me laugh. How I can't get something done that should be so simple. And I keep doing it over and over. And then I say to myself, what's wrong? What aren't I getting from this? And I realize I'm getting agitated. It's happening so I can release that agitation from myself, so that I can be in peace at all times, not just when things are good, but to look at everything with loving eyes. We fail all the time to pull it off. I do as well. But that's when we learn and we strive to do better. You're not stuck in anything, even though it feels like it. When something goes on and on and on, like it never is going to end. But it isn't ending until we get it and do something about it, so that we don't have to ever do it again. We don't have to go through that pain. We don't have to have it come into our life anymore. It's over. No button, no pain. That's how it works. So why? Why is our reality shifting? Our reality is shifting because we are evolving, and we're getting very close to the period when the wheat is being separated from the chaff. We have got to make our decision. Are we going to evolve ourselves into our higher self, or are we going to play some more? The 3D game, the having the things and being someone important, having money. Is that going to trap us still? Or are we going to let ourselves be free, so that nothing here is holding us, that we can let go of everything? And I'm talking about things, not our grandchildren or our children, not the things like that. Things, money, power, earthly things. We need to make some real important decisions inside. And those that aren't, I'm noticing, are dropping away. It's their choice. And they can do it just the way they want to. But us, we're holding on. We're holding on to each other. And we're working through this together. It's so difficult to do this alone. I did it for many, many years. And you just start to question if your life is the real life and others are having difficulty because they have it different than me. But we all are doing the same thing, just how we play it out. The timing on things are different. But when you have others going through this together, you can share that. You can support each other. You know that you are on the path. All the things that Jesus spoke about was not for religious purposes. It was simply to tell you the way to the Christ in you, to become that, to become Christed, to become the fullness, your potential, All of this is for that purpose, not to hurt you. The only thing that hurts is when you don't get it and it keeps repeating itself in your life. You keep making the same choices and your life seems like it never goes anywhere. But once you change your mind and say, no more, I'm not going to struggle anymore, that's when you're getting somewhere and everything shifts. So the question is there one reality shift? And the answer is no. Each time you get to another level and you master it, or you get beyond your limitations in that frequency, you go through another reality shift on each level of frequency that you reach. It becomes fun after a while, because as you know to let go of the pain when you make these decisions, choices, whatever you want to call it, and it doesn't work out so well, you just move on until you get it. The answer will come. It's like being an investigative person, someone who does investigations to figure out things, to get answers. That's what we're doing. We're doing it in life. It's the most wonderful journey, being consciously doing it. Finally, we're awake enough to actually enjoy this. On the tough days, we work. And on the days of glory, which is the next step, we can enjoy it so much more because we have so much more light and wisdom in us from the light, from the understanding of the experience of life. This is the blessings we give ourselves. So as we keep shifting our reality, we know we're getting somewhere. We start to understand things much clearer. The world looks so much more beautiful. Everything falls into place. Everything becomes so important to you. People feel so different. You bring out their light by shining your light. That's how it works. And each person that walks out into the world brings that light to someone who really needs it. Not by chance, but it's planned, perfectly planned. It seems so incredible how perfectly aligned everything is when you just let go and you live your life. Find the joy in it, even if it's not the most fun you could be having most of the day. Find the joy in it. And the joy is seeing yourself in everyone. Some people you want to close your eyes and not really look. And others, you can't get enough of them. They're just so beautiful. And I'm not talking about their physical presence. I'm talking about their heart and the beautiful light around them. Their energy feels so good. We're all spiritual beings, even the ones that don't act like it. That's not what they came in to do. They came in to do what they're doing. We are very fortunate. Do you know why? Because we're getting answers to the wonder of it all. Letting go of the 3D drama is the most important part of this right now, so that it doesn't drag you down. Fill your life with beautiful things, beautiful music, beautiful words, beautiful people. Surround yourself with things that make you feel good. Wear clothing that you feel pretty or handsome if you're a guy. Choose to love everyone, even the ones that are really tough to love. But it is a virtue to love the unlovable. It doesn't mean you got to cuddle with them. It doesn't mean you got to invite them into your life. What it means is to send out light and love and support in that way, to give them the strength, to lift them just enough to open their eyes to what they're doing or saying or acting like, or if they're lost completely. You are the strongest of the strong. And if we can't do it, nobody can. Nobody. It's all up to us. For our sakes and the sake of our families and friends, all those attached to our heart, no matter what realm they're on. Love keeps us bound together. Just wanted to check the time. The reality shift is actually going on inside you. Shifting gears from a 3D experience and understanding to a 5D. To be in your life and to ask the questions inside you. What is it that I'm learning from this experience? What do I feel inside me right now as I'm experiencing this? And when you feel and ask the questions, the emotions come up and you'll understand where you're at and what it's doing to you. Cleaning house, it's a big job, especially when we can't see what we've got in there. But boy, can we see when things happen in our life to show us outside us. That's when we can see what we're carrying inside us. Yeah. Another great part of this reality shift is when you are outside near water or in the woods, or you're traveling in the mountains, wherever you find yourself, really look around. Look at the beauty. In the winter up here, it's a different type of beauty. However, it's still beautiful. Nature is beautiful. And she's going through so much. All of nature, everything that is natural is going through a tremendous shift at this time, just like we are. The earth herself is. She's shaking off and she's clearing out the negative, dense energy that no longer is going to resonate with her. She's not putting up with it because it's time to let it go. Just like with us, it's time to let it go. Sometimes we hang on to things that hurt because that's what we know. A lot of people suffered greatly throughout their life. And so they became numb. They turned off their emotions so that they didn't have to feel it. It's time to turn it back on. Because if you can't feel the love that others are trying to shower you with. You see? You think you're protecting yourself from out there, but what really is going on is not out there, it's inside you, projecting out into the mirror of life. So great, beings of light. I'm going to stop here and we will finish up after the questions and answers. I am inviting the people who are watching this video on YouTube to join the forum so that you can see the other segments that we do not record here. Okay. So from everything that was discussed during the question and answer, do you see how our reality constantly is shifting? It's a slow blending. It's like mixing dough. You know how really got to work it. You got to work it. Well, you got to work your life. You got to take the knowledge that you gather and put it to work for you. It's great to know things, but if we don't implement them into our life, we're missing the experience, which causes us to have wisdom. Because once you experience that knowledge and see how it works in the world, then you know nobody can take that away from you. That experience is yours, and that becomes your wisdom. And then you share it with others. See? Otherwise, what would we say to anybody? We can only say what we know, what we've experienced. And mostly how we resolved it, how we came through it, how we're still standing after the punch. Life is not always gentle. It isn't. However, sometimes we do need a very, let's say, a very trying experience. I don't want to describe it in any other way, where we're put to our task. We're sometimes on our knees, but we come through it if we ask the right questions, if we let go of the emotion, if we recognize what we did and how we did it and how we got there and how we came out of it. You just live your life. Don't look to be beat up. Believe me, when the perfect timing is there, because the energy layer that you're in would have everything lined up so that you can let it go, that's when something will happen that you can have that trigger so that you can recognize from your emotional state where you're at. That's how it works. So live your life with a smile, do everything to be pleasing to you and to others around you. Choose to be kind and loving to yourself and others. Make a good day for somebody, even with just a smile. Even if you just send them light. Whatever it is, whatever opportunity you have. I should have used that tactic when I was with the board today, but I didn't. But you see, this is our opportunity. Life is. And if we use it well and we put the knowledge into action and experience our life the way it unfolds for us, we will heal and reach our potential. Physically, sometimes we don't heal, but it's our soul that does. It gathers the information it came in to receive. That's why we're here. and to step that much closer to our potential, to become Christed, to become Christed. Yeah, that's the return of the Christ. Judy said something that was so well worded. It was so beautiful and true. It was exactly what the masters teach right then and there, that's why we're here, to realize we're seeking to become Christed. In other words, reach our potential. And what is that potential? To love unconditionally. It starts with us loving ourselves, forgiving ourselves. We know what we did bad. We know what we did to someone else or didn't do when we had the opportunity. We know, and we beat ourselves up for it. Well, those days are over. Now it's time to forgive yourself and realize that everything happened for a reason. That provoking that you did was called for. You signed up to be that for that moment, to do what you did. So forgive yourself. I used to beat myself up brutally. I was so angry when I was used in that way, but I didn't know I was being used. I thought I was just being mean. It's not what it appears to be. So to shift your reality, you just keep moving forward, doing the best, most joyful life that you can give yourself and others, and it will occur. You will continue to shift into your potential, and you will wake up one morning and you will realize from how the day unfolds that you're in a very good space. Don't worry about losing it, because if you have a day that you call bad, it's not because you lost where you were. You're having an experience because it's time to work on something else. You see? And then say thank you, even though it was a tough day. I used to choke on it, thanking God for my tough days. And now I don't choke on it. I really, really mean it. Oh, sorry, I flashed. I really, really mean it. I am so grateful for my life. Every day we learn more, we grow more, we're kinder to ourselves and others. It's a beautiful thing. So my summary is this: shifting your reality is happening naturally, like everything else. It's all built into the system. It's playing out from your DNA coding, and you don't have to force anything or think that you're not being spiritual enough, because that's not true. You can't be anything but that. And everything we do, everything we learn, it's all part of the growth. It is. Scrubbing toilets is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a good time to reflect. And that's when I do a lot of reflection, when I'm just doing mundane tasks. Yeah. So keep the spirit, be joyful and wonderfully enjoying your life. And when things come up for you to work on, be grateful for it. Then you don't have to tackle that again. Okay? Put your full effort into enjoying your life, and everyone around you will benefit. You are the light in the world. Remember that. And everybody knows it. On some level of their being, they know it.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency even higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.
Amen.
And